Hey guys, good morning. It's me, Christy Lee. Just wanted to make a quick video before I get my day started. There's been a major change in my life and I wanted to tell you guys about it. I quit my job. I quit my freaking job. And I know I've talked about it a lot on this channel, and I also said that I would never do that unless I had a backup plan, not just a plan, unless I had a job in place. And I didn't. So, okay. I've talked about it plenty, about my anxiety and how it affects my life. And I may have even, I'm pretty sure I've even told you about how bad my anxiety gets when I'm at work. And I'm not sure if I've told you since becoming manager just how bad it's gotten. And I haven't even told you, I don't think, that I was switched to a different store a couple of months back because of something that happened at the other store. And I told my boss that I was going to put in my notice because I was being yelled at by the other manager at the gas station that worked the gas station side. And there was just so many issues. You know, I knew being the manager of a 24-hour location was going to be an issue for me because I can't get up in the middle of the night and go cover a shift when I've got to get up at 5:30 in the morning. And the shift lasts till 8 o'clock in the morning anyway. So it's just a lot of problems. And one day something happened and I was being yelled at and accused of lying and just a bunch of crap. And I told my boss that I was putting in my notice, and he said, please don't leave. Let me take you to another store. I'll move you to another location. And he did. And it was a really hard adjustment for me. I was not doing well over there. The store is 4 times bigger than the store I was at. It's 4 times busier. They carry a ton of inventory, products. My inventory was a decent size, but they carry so much more than we do. So I was having trouble getting the truck orders down. I was either ordering too little and running out of stuff all week long, or I was ordering too much and stuff was going bad. It was taking me all day on Wednesdays to get my paperwork done. Other managers from other stores were having to come over and help me. The customer base, the clientele, was extremely different from what I was used to. They were very forward and bold and rude and demanding, and it was very, very difficult. And I'm not good with meeting new people. I liked the people I worked with at the other store, but I still had anxiety coming into work, knowing that I had to work alongside those people, the people that I actually liked. Now, I didn't dislike the people at this new store, but meeting new people and trying to build a new work relationship with someone was very difficult. I felt very out of place. I went in there every day feeling like I was going to puke, feeling like I was going to pass out. I was shaking. I almost broke down in tears several times a day. And it was really difficult. On top of that, I had a lot of stress in just my personal life with me and Eric having some issues that, you know, that we were trying to work through. And over the course of a month and a half that I was there, I was dropping weight very quickly. I was having trouble issue sleeping. I could not sleep. I stayed up for 2 days. I tried to sleep. I could not do it. I was exhausted. And it all came to a head. So this past Tuesday was my first day off in a week. I'm sorry about this lighting. It's that's a little better, I guess. What is that? Anyway, this past Tuesday was the first day I'd had off in over a week. And so on that Tuesday, I decided to try doing Ship Shop again because some of the problems that Eric and I were having were financial. Even though we were both working full-time, we were having trouble making ends meet. And so I was looking for ways to make any extra money that I could. So Tuesday, I put the Shipped app back on my phone and I put myself on the schedule, and I did shops for 4 hours out of the day, and then I had to go pick up Eric, and then I didn't do any more. And in those 4 hours, I made $38. It was 28, and I was thinking that's not worth it. That's $7 an hour, and I mean, you know, I was making $11 an hour at my job. So after I'd finished my last shop on Tuesday, my boss, which is the wife of the boss I had at the other store, because they run all these stores together, called me to tell me that I had an interview at the store. And I told her that I had called the guy and told him that we were going to have to reschedule the interview, that I wasn't going to be able to make it in. And he showed up anyway. And then she told me that she's going to have to get with me, that I'm going to have to do a better job at getting this paperwork done. Like, she wasn't being mean about it, but she was being stern. And I'm already terrified of this woman. I like her, and she seemed to like me, but I was terrified of her. So anytime she called me, I had a mini panic attack. Anytime she walked into the store, I was freaking out. So the fact that she was telling me that, just, I felt like I was failing. Okay. The next morning when I went in was Wednesday, and that's when I had to do all my inventory counts, all my weekending paperwork. I had to do everything, and that's what she was talking about, and that's the stuff I was struggling with. And on top of me and Eric going through these things, and me being so stressed and so tired, and I went into work and I was just feeling so sick, like just to my stomach. Like, I felt like I was going to have a nervous breakdown. I went in and I did all my inventory count, which it's so hard. It takes me 3 hours to count everything in the store. As soon as my assistant manager got in, well, let me just say this. Wednesday morning when I woke up, every fiber of my being was telling me to run, to get out of here, go start over, try again. And that included leaving Eric. I was going to go to my mom's house. I was going to do whatever I had to do to be able to survive. I was going to give up my truck if I had to. I was going to get, I don't know, like, my brain was just going 1,000 miles a minute. The fight or flight response. It was flight, definitely. I don't know. I was just like having this, I don't know what it was. Anyway, so I texted my mom when I got to work before I went in, and I told her, that I woke up feeling like this, and I needed her to tell me that I can't run, that I needed her to tell me that I had to be a responsible adult, and I can't just run every time things get difficult. That, I needed to hear it from someone that I consider to be more of an adult, and not Eric, because he's going to be biased. I felt like this is all going on inside my crazy head. And she told me that a lot of her struggles are, made up in her own head, and she realizes that, and that I needed to just push through it and then pat myself on the back when I made it through. Which kind of broke my heart a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to hear my mom say, come to me, I'll hold you. And I know that that's ridiculous. I'm a 36-year-old woman, but I don't care how old you are. You always still need your mom. I don't care how old you are, or your dad, whoever it is that you're close with. So I tried to push through it, and my thought when she said that was, I've done that every day for the last year and 3 months. I have pushed through every single day and patted myself on the back for the last year and 3 months, and it's not getting any easier for me. In fact, it's getting worse. It's so much harder now over here, and with everything going on. Anyway, so my assistant manager came in at 10 o'clock, and I don't know, I started shaking and sweating, like my palms were sweating, my heart was racing. I kept feeling like I was going to faint. I kept feeling like I was going to throw up. And I just found myself pacing back and forth through the restaurant aimlessly, feeling like I had lost something. Like I can't really explain it. And I was fighting so hard this urge to run, but I couldn't fight it. And I wanted to quit. I wanted to just say, I can't do this. I felt like it was affecting my health so much. I think I got an ulcer. My stomach has been burning. Anytime I eat, it hurts. And I know, like, I feel, I was making $11 an hour there. It's not a ton of money, but it was paying my bills. But I felt like it wasn't worth me killing myself over, because I felt like I was killing myself, and I felt afraid all the time. And so I wanted to put in my 2 weeks notice. I wanted to do it the right way. I had been talking to my old boss about possibly going to work with her at a different job, that it would have just been me and her in an upstairs office, and all we would do is call people who had gone online for this car dealership and said that they were interested in coming in to look at a car. All we would have had to do is call them and say, we got your message, when would you like to come in? And then you would make an hourly pay and a commission and all that stuff. And I wanted to do it the right way, but I couldn't do it. So I told my manager that I had to run to the Dollar Tree, which was right down the road, and I'd be right back. And I grabbed my purse and my keys, and I left. And I drove past the Dollar Tree, and I got on the interstate, and I broke down. I lost it. When I got home, I went and sat out back, and I completely lost it. I was sobbing. I didn't know what I was going to do. I could not believe that I just walked off. I felt so incredibly bad, first of all, for lying to my assistant manager. I hate lying. I hate people who lie. But I'm a coward, and I text her that. Once I got on the interstate, I text her and I said, I'm not coming back. I'm sorry that I lied to you. I'm a coward. And then I blocked everybody's number that I worked with, because I knew that they would be calling me and asking me what was going on, and I couldn't handle talking to them because I'm a coward. Sitting out on the back porch, it all hit me that I just walked away from this job. So if you walk off a shift, you're done. I just walked away from the job that was paying the bills. I sobbed on my hands and knees, ugly face, drooling, snotting, red face. I was crying so hard that my cats would not come near me. They were scared of me. They kept running away, and they'd come up and they'd look at me with these big eyes in my face, and I'm sure my face was all red and wet, and then they'd take off like really scared, running everywhere, and I felt terrible, but I couldn't stop. I could not stop. 5 hours, I cried. I could not stop sobbing because I'm so scared. I was so scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. How was I going to tell Eric? How are we going to make this? I always said that you were only a few steps away from being homeless. Anytime I see homeless people in the streets, I always told myself, you're only just one misstep away from being there. And I quit my job. I had texted Eric right after I texted my assistant manager, and I told him I was leaving. I told him I walked out of my job. I told him I couldn't handle any of this anymore, and that I was leaving. It was too hard. Everything was too hard. Struggling all the time was too hard. And he's right. He says this all the time. I do have someone I could fall back onto. I do have an easy way out. My mom has always told me if I need to come stay with her, I always have a place with her. She's like that with my sister. My sister's been living with her for years. My sister has a disability now. Like, she had something happen with her brain. She got an infection that went to her brain, and for years she couldn't walk on her own, things like that. She's finally getting better. She just got a job. My brother comes and goes as he pleases. He's a gypsy. He travels around, hitchhikes, lives off people. So I know, I guess in the back of my mind, I always know that I have some place to go. And it's nice to know that, but at the same time, it probably affects my judgment a lot. So Eric called me on his lunch break, and he asked me what was going on, and I was still crying, and he asked if I wanted him to come home, and I did. So I went and picked him up, and you know, because I needed him. I felt like I needed him to be there for me. But I should have known that Eric he's not very good. Sometimes he can be good about being comforting, you know, but he was obviously stressed himself. I mean, I was helping pay the bills here. So he's, you know, talking to me saying I needed to pull myself together. I needed to get back up on my feet. I can't let, you know, like he's being realistic. And what I wanted was for him to hold me and tell me it was going to be okay. But he's not that type of person. He's going to tell me to suck it up, Buttercup, get up, do something about it. And that was really difficult for me. I'm not used to that. You know, I was raised in a different type of family where when you cried, they held you and they petted your head and they told you it was going to be okay. And they talked to you and they listened to you. And in Eric's family, that didn't happen. Nobody's hugging you. Nobody's holding you. Nobody's telling you it's going to be okay. You had to take care of yourself. And so he grew up completely different. And I know that, but it's still hard for me sometimes. But anyway, after I did finally gain my composure about 6 hours later, and you know, Eric and I talked through some of our things, and I came to the realization that I'm not leaving him and I'm not going anywhere. We started brainstorming. I mean, I knew I had shipped, so I was going to put myself on shipped schedule every day. And he told me to sign up for Uber Eats, which I had previously thought that he didn't want me doing things like this, even shipped. I thought he didn't want me doing because of the wear and tear on the vehicle and all that stuff, and you know, driving all around the city and going out places that he's not going to know where I'm at all the time, things like that. I thought that he wouldn't want me doing this, but his boss's wife apparently just recently started working for Uber Eats, and she's making $1,000 a week. So he told me to sign up for that. So I signed up. I got back home with shipped. I signed up for Uber Eats. I signed up for Postmates. I also signed up for TaskRabbit. And yesterday was my first day with Uber Eats, and I'm going to make a video telling you guys all about how that's going, about how my first week with Uber Eats was. Today I'm also going to sign up with Bite Squad, which is another delivery service here that Eric thinks that I should get on with because they are required to tip you, and with Uber Eats they are not, and they don't. So we are still both freaking out. I worked 13 hours yesterday to try to make up, because I have to make up $77 a day. That's what I have to make. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but until I get another regular job, which I don't want, I really don't, unless I could find a job where I do not have to interact face to face with customers, I don't ever want to go back into food service. And if I ever talk about going back to a Subway again, you guys better kick my butt, because I've tried it 3 times, and 3 times I have hated it every single day. I don't want to work in fast food. I've thought about serving before. I feel like that, I don't know, I think that's a bad idea too. Until I find a job that I know that I can do without having a freaking anxiety panic attack every day and killing myself from the stress of all of it, I have to make $77 a day, because I was making $11 an hour and I was working 7 hours a day. And that's all before taxes and the child support and all that stuff comes out. So that's what I have to make. And so I worked 13 hours. I worked from 7:30 in the morning till 8:30 at night. 7:30 to 8:30. Okay, so 13 hours, right? That's 13. I can't math and think and talk at the same time. And I'm not going to tell you how I did right now because I want to save that for a different video. It was exhausting, but not stressful at all, and zero anxiety. So that is what's going on right now. I have not told my family that I quit my job. I'm scared to tell my family, not my mom, but my Nana. I'm terrified of telling her. And I'm still scared. Oh, and another thing is when I left Subway, I forgot to give them the key to the front door to get into the store. I wasn't even thinking about that. My boss did try to call me. I had blocked her number, but the number that I blocked didn't have the area code on it, so she was still able to call through somehow. I just spit on you. I'm so sorry. So she was able to get a call through, and she left a voicemail, and she just said, "Christy, please call me and let me know what's going on. Are you okay?" And that broke my heart even more, because I know that she gave a crap about me, and I let her down. I just walked away and I let her down. And I knew that if I called her, I was going to break down in front of her, and I can't do that. And I knew that if I went up to the store, because I realized I left the key and I need to take it back, because if I don't, they're going to take $250 out of my check, and that's my whole check. And it's been 3 days, right? Today's Friday, yesterday was Thursday, Wednesday I quit, so it's been 2 days. If I don't go in and turn this key in, they're going to take it out of my check, and my whole check is going to be gone, and that's really going to mess us up, because that check needs to help cover rent. But I'm scared to go in there, especially Wednesday when I quit. I was scared to go in there and her ask me if I was okay or what happened, because I knew I would have lost it in front of her. To have somebody care, and I knew she would have hugged me, and I couldn't do that. I could not cry, I could not sob in front of this woman. I couldn't do it. So I didn't go, and I still haven't gone. I wanted to go last night when I knew she wouldn't be in there working, and drop it off. But like I said, I was out till almost 9 o'clock last night, doing these things, and I was exhausted. And Eric, because I came home, and Eric said he wanted to come with me and see what it was all about. So he was with me, and I hadn't eaten, and we had dinner, picked up dinner for everybody anyway. So I didn't go last night, but I'm gonna try to make it over there at some point today to give her this key back. And I'm feeling a little stronger now, so I feel like if she asked me what was wrong, I would not break down. But it's very difficult. It's going to be very, very difficult for me to walk in there. I hope I could do it. But anyway, so I'm hoping with my YouTube channel, with my Mercari store, and with me doing these shops and things like that, hopefully I can make this $77 a month. And then I'm going to have to put away 20 to 30% for taxes. I'm going to have to put away money for the child support. I'm going to have to worry about the gas and the wear and tear on the vehicle and all that. It's a lot, and I'm not sure it's going to be worth it, but I'm praying to God. And that's another thing. I walked into a gas station that night after I quit, and this guy was standing there, and he looks over and he goes, "Are you okay, miss?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Are you sure? Do you mind if I pray for you?" And I was like, I don't know. And he put his hand on my shoulder, and what he said, some things like this happen sometimes. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. What he prayed for, like he said that this woman has something in her heart, something on her mind, she's struggling with. She can't even think straight. I can't remember word for word what he said, but it was almost like he was in my head, and he knew that this thing had happened, and that I was freaking out, and that he said that anyway, it was strange. So I'm hoping that all this works out. I don't know if it will. I'm scared. Eric's scared. We're all scared. But I am going to do my very best to make up for what we're losing, doing everything I can. I'm going to hustle my ass off. I'm going to be working twice as long as I was working there, but hopefully I'll feel better. I'll feel better, and I won't want to quit. Okay, that's enough. that's enough. This video has gone on for way too long. I'm not going to edit this video because I want you to hear every word. So it's going to be a 25-minute video. I'm sorry, guys. But thank you for watching. I'm going to do a video about everything I'm doing and tell you all about it. But this was just to let you know what's going on. So that's it. Thank you again for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you later.